Hey, stop. Stop scrolling right now. I'm dead serious, because what I'm about to share with you in the next few minutes, most men will never hear this. Most men will go their entire lives saying the wrong things to women and wondering why nothing ever clicks. They'll chase, they'll compliment, they'll try so hard and still end up forgotten by morning. But you're still here, and that means something. So lean in, because I'm about to hand you 3 compliments. 3 specific, psychologically powerful phrases that will make a woman think about you when she's lying in bed at night, staring at the ceiling. Not because you were flashy, not because you were perfect, but because you said something that hit her somewhere deep, somewhere she didn't even know she was waiting to be touched. And once you understand why these work, you will never go back to being forgettable again. Ever. What is up, everyone? Welcome back to Laurin Ponce. I'm Laurin, and if this is your first time here, I want you to know this channel is where we get real. No sugarcoating, no fluff, no recycled dating advice that doesn't actually work. We talk psychology. We talk emotional intelligence. We talk about the real mechanics of human connection, attraction, and what actually goes on inside a woman's mind. And today we are going to a place most channels are too scared to go. We're talking about the 3 compliments that don't just make a woman smile in the moment. They make her replay your words in her head hours later, days later, maybe even weeks later. And I'm not just saying this as a content creator. I'm saying this as a woman who has studied human behavior deeply, and as a woman who has personally experienced exactly what these words do when a man uses them with genuine intention. So, trust me on this one. This video is different. Let's get into it. All right, let's start with the hard truth. And I know some of you aren't going to want to hear this, but you need to. Most men are absolutely terrible at giving compliments. And it's not their fault. Nobody ever taught them the right way to do it. Society told men, tell her she's beautiful, tell her she's pretty, tell her she has nice eyes. And so that's what they do, over and over and over again. And you know what happens? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. She hears it, she gives you a polite, thank you. And 5 minutes later, she's already moved on. You know why? Because every single guy before you said the exact same thing. You blended in. You became background noise. And in the world of attraction, background noise is death. Here's what most men don't understand about women. We are deeply, deeply emotional beings. We don't just hear words. We feel them. We process them. We analyze them. We hold them up to the light and look at them from every angle. And when a compliment is shallow, generic, and predictable, it doesn't just fail to impress us. It actually tells us something about you. It tells us you didn't really look. You didn't really see us. You just said something because you thought it would work. And women, we can feel that inauthenticity from a mile away. But flip that around. When a man gives a compliment that is specific, that is unexpected, that reaches past the surface and touches something she actually cares about, something inside her changes. Her walls come down a little. Her heart opens just a crack, and she starts paying attention to you in a way she wasn't before. That's the energy we're building today. That's the shift we're creating. And it starts with understanding 3 very specific types of compliments and the psychology behind why they work so powerfully on a woman's emotional brain. Now, I want to be clear about something before we get to the first compliment. This isn't about being manipulative. This isn't about running game or using tricks or being someone you're not. The men who try to fake this, women see right through it every time. What this is about is emotional intelligence. It's about learning to notice a woman, really notice her, and then having the vocabulary to express what you see in a way that actually resonates with her. That's it. That's the whole thing. And when you do it with genuine presence and calm confidence, The impact is unlike anything else you've ever created in a conversation with a woman. So, let's go. The first compliment, and I need you to hear me when I say this, and this one is simple, but it is psychologically devastating in the best possible way. I love the way your mind works. Say that to a woman and mean it, and watch what happens to her entire energy. Watch her pause. Watch her breath change. Watch her look at you differently than she was looking at you 2 seconds ago. Because here's what just happened inside her brain. You bypassed everything on the surface. You didn't compliment her hair. You didn't compliment her body. You didn't say something any random guy on the street could say to her. You went deeper. You went to the part of her that she has spent her whole life building her mind, her perspective, her way of thinking, her creativity, her logic, her intuition. And you told her that, not her looks, not her style, but her actual inner world is what impresses you. Women crave this. We deeply, deeply crave emotional recognition. Physical compliments are nice, sure, but they don't last. They don't stick. They don't create the kind of emotional memory that keeps a woman up at night thinking about you. But when a man looks at a woman and says, "I see how your brain works, and I'm genuinely in awe of it," that sticks. That stays. That becomes a moment she tells her friends about. And here's the key. Don't be vague. Don't just say, "You're smart." That's still generic. Be specific. Reference something she actually said. Reference an idea she shared, a way she solved a problem, a perspective she offered that surprised you. The more specific you are, the more personal it feels. The more personal it feels, the more she believes it. And the more she believes it, the more she thinks about you. She will replay that compliment. She'll think about it in the shower. She'll think about it on her lunch break. She'll think about it when she's trying to fall asleep, because you saw something in her that most people walk right past. And that is the definition of emotional attraction. That is how you become unforgettable. Okay, real quick, I gotta stop you right here. If you're watching this and you're already feeling like this is different from anything you've heard before, that's because it is. And if you want more of this more real, unfiltered psychology and truth about attraction and connection, then do yourself a favor right now. Hit that subscribe button, ring the notification bell, because I drop videos like this every single week, and you do not want to be the guy who misses the next one. Okay, we good? All right, let's keep going because it only gets better from here. All right, compliment number 2. And this one targets something that lives in almost every woman's private emotional world. A fear she rarely talks about out loud. The fear of being forgettable. The fear of being replaceable. The fear of walking through someone's life and leaving absolutely no mark at all. Women think about this more than men realize. We wonder, when I leave a room, do people think about me? When I talk to someone, do I actually matter to them? Or am I just another face, another voice, another conversation they forget before they even get home? It's a quiet anxiety, but it's real and it runs deep. So when you look at a woman and say, "There's something about your energy that just stays with me," you just answered the question she was afraid to ask. You just told her, yes, you matter. Yes, you leave a mark. Yes, I think about you even when you're not trying to be thought about. And that is powerful beyond words. What makes this compliment so uniquely effective is that you're not complimenting something she did on purpose. You're not complimenting her outfit she picked out or the makeup she spent an hour on. You're complimenting her energy, her natural, effortless, uncontrollable aura, the part of her that exists without any effort at all. And that tells her something she has always hoped was true, that her authentic self, the person she is when she's not performing for anyone, is magnetic, is memorable, is enough. When she hears this, her imagination activates. She starts wondering, which part of me stayed with him? Was it the way I laughed? The way I talked? The way I looked at him when he said something that surprised me? She starts mentally replaying every moment between you two, trying to figure out what made the impression. And that mental loop, that curiosity, that is emotional attraction, doing exactly what it's supposed to do. She is now thinking about you constantly, without even understanding why. That's the psychology. That's the power. I want to pause here for a second and talk about something important, because to really use these compliments effectively, you need to understand something fundamental about how women experience connection. Women do not fall in love with what they see. They fall in love with what they feel. They fall in love with the way a man makes them feel when they're around him. Safe, seen, understood, valued, interesting, significant. And the compliments that create those feelings, they don't come from a place of trying to impress or trying to win her. They come from a place of genuine presence, of actually paying attention, of caring enough to notice the real her, not just the version she puts on display for the world. Men who understand this have an emotional advantage that no amount of looks, money, or status can compete with. Because at the end of the day, women don't fantasize about the richest man or the most attractive man. They fantasize about the man who made them feel something real, the man who saw them, the man who said the right thing at the right moment and created a memory she couldn't shake no matter how hard she tried. That's who you're becoming right now. That's the man these 3 compliments help you be. And now, the third compliment. I saved this one for last because, in some ways, it's the most understated of the 3. It's quiet. It's gentle. It doesn't come with fireworks or drama. But the emotional impact it creates, it is absolutely devastating in the most beautiful way possible. I feel calmer when I talk to you. Let that sit for a second. Think about what you just told her. You didn't say she's exciting, though she may be. You didn't say she's fun or beautiful or impressive, though she may be. All of those things. You said she brings you peace. You said that in a world full of noise and chaos and stress, she is your calm. She is the thing that makes everything quiet for a minute. Women, especially emotionally intelligent, emotionally aware women, want to be that for a man they're genuinely drawn to. Not to fix him, not to carry his emotional baggage, but to be a soft place he returns to. A presence that feels like exhaling after holding your breath all day. When you tell a woman she brings you that kind of calm, you're not just complimenting her. You're telling her she has a place in your world that nobody else feels. You're telling her she's not just someone you enjoy talking to. She's someone you need in your space because of the way she makes you feel. The more emotionally sensitive a woman is, the harder and faster this one lands. Because these are the women who feel everything so deeply that the world can be overwhelming. And the idea that she just by being herself brings peace to someone she cares about, that is everything to her. That becomes the thought she falls asleep with. That becomes the reason she finds herself reaching for her phone to text you first. That becomes the beginning of something real, something deep, something that doesn't have an easy explanation, but feels absolutely impossible to ignore. So, let's bring this all home. 3 compliments, 3 moments, 3 opportunities to be different from every other man she's ever known. First, I love the way your mind works. Tell her you see her intelligence, her creativity, her inner world. Tell her the part of her she built and protected and guards most carefully is the part of her that captivates you most. Second, there's something about your energy that just stays with me. Tell her she is not forgettable. Tell her she leaves a mark without even trying. Tell her presence is something that follows you even after she's gone. Third, I feel calmer when I talk to you. Tell her she is your peace. Tell her she is the exhale. Tell her she matters to you, not just as something exciting, but as something safe and real and deeply necessary. Use these with honesty. Use these with presence. Use these with calm, quiet confidence and no agenda other than to actually see her and let her know you do. Because when a woman feels truly seen by a man, not looked at, but seen, she doesn't just like him. She thinks about him. She dreams about him. She replays his words at 2 a.m. when she can't sleep. She wonders what he's doing and if he's thinking about her too. That's the power of emotional intelligence. That's what separates the men who are remembered from the men who are forgotten. And that is exactly what you now have in your hands. If this video hit different for you today, and I have a feeling it did, drop the word noticed in the comments right now. Just that one word, it tells me you watched, you felt it, and you're ready to start showing up differently. Hit that like button, share this with a friend who needs to hear it. And if you haven't subscribed yet, what are you waiting for? Hit that button, ring the bell, and I will see you in the next one. This is Laurin Ponce, and remember, the most attractive thing a man can do is make a woman feel seen. Now go do that. See you next time.